Hello again, YouTube. This is the truth, man. Giving you the truth. We in the glare, can't get out of it. It's all over this parking lot. But I got another video for you, and I want to talk about Milwaukee, the Midwest in general. We hear all this talk about they're just kids, they're just babies, all this, all that. But you can't underestimate these kids. These kids are dangerous. Right here in Milwaukee, a 13-year-old broke in a woman's house and raped her. You know how old she was? 75. See, I got a problem with any of y'all that's just looking at a person's age. I got a problem with you. You're messing up society. When you let a person slide just because of their age, you're messing up society. You got to teach these kids from a young age. If their parents won't teach them, if their grandparents won't teach them, then it's your job as a judge, as a probation officer, as a correctional officer, as a police officer to teach them. But unfortunately, we have a lot of people in society that are with the devil, basically. And you could tell by what they do, what they advocate for, if they're with the devil or not. And these people are in high places, like the Bible says, spiritual wickedness in high places. We have earthly wickedness in high places too. I don't care if he's 13 years old, and they did right by charging them as an adult. You can't send a message that these guys can run around here breaking in houses and raping old ladies that's just trying to finish out their life in peace. Oh, they're just kids. Oh, they're just kids. Oh, you're a devil. You are a devil. Oh, they're just kids. So that gives them a right to rape a 75-year-old. Anybody that's saying they're just kids, they running up on, and this was weird. This is one of the reasons why I just said, even though corrections pays well, I just said, it's just not worth it. This is one of the reasons. You meet kids you like. Where I was at, the majority of the kids were likable, but the system, the people upstairs, were damaging them by giving them slaps on the wrist and protecting them when they face consequences for their bad judgment. Oh, they're just kids. You know how many times I heard that? Oh, they're just kids, man. They're just kids. Because I'm teaching them that you work to get this. You work to get that. That's what you're supposed to teach young men. But this is what happens when men don't want to be masculine. When men take a back seat. This is what happens. When men get off track, off focus, this is what happens. See, I can tell my sons, when you shake somebody's hand, you look them in their eye. You don't fear nobody. Because I'm there. Regardless of what happens between me and my wife at any point in the relationship, she's not going to take me away from my kids. And even if some of y'all guys dealing with stepdaddies, I will pick him up and slam him on his head. Excuse me, Most High, I ain't trying to talk violent. He will get beat down trying to get in the way of me and my kids. And I would tell him, if you want kids, you have your own kids with her. That's what some of y'all need to tell these guys. But no slaps on the wrist. We got to start holding these young dudes accountable, and don't be scared of them. This starts with you judges. What is your angle? What is your hidden agenda? Where you keep slapping these guys on the wrist. If they stole 96 cars, how are you still letting them out to steal more? You know what they need to do? They need to start making these judges pay for people's stuff. Okay, for instance, let's say a guy stole 10 cars and the judge let him go home. He stole 10 more. That judge should have to pay those deductibles. I bet you he'll stop letting them out then. These deductibles high. I had to pay 2 deductibles. I had to pay a deductible on each one of my cars dealing with these guys stealing. Seems like I'm getting an echo. These guys are gremlins. Look at the scene with Stripe. Just check it out. If you're saying they're just kids, this is the title of it. It's going to be along these lines. Then you obviously don't live in Milwaukee, Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis, Indianapolis. You don't live in this Midwest. Minneapolis, Dayton, Ohio. You don't live in the Midwest, clearly. Clearly. Where are the rehabilitation programs? Don't let these guys back out to do more. Make sure they're in the right mind, and you tell them they need to start rehabilitating these guys and tell them, okay, you've had the rehabilitation, so if you do this again, we're giving you 10 years. We're giving you 5 years. And start hiring correctional officers that can handle these guys. Instead of just, oh, he doesn't have a criminal record. Did he get in there and he like this, getting hit in his head? Sometimes you got to hire guys that know how to deal with these type of juveniles. From what I see, the best correctional officers be the ones that have been exposed to similar types of people in their lifetime, whether it be their cousins, uncles, whether they grew up with these type of guys. Those are usually the best correctional officers if they can handle like their temperament. Clearly you don't live in this Midwest. They're just kids. You're just a devil. You're a demon. Your name is not in the book of life. Because if your name was in the book of life, you would be looking at things from the proper perspective. These guys take an oath. Man, it's a can, like it's an empty can. Let's see something. Hold on. Y'all know I always put y'all on hold for some reason on these videos. But it's like these judges clearly don't understand what the public is up against because they take an oath to community protection right here in the state of Wisconsin. One is 3 facets, like it's 3 things that when you become a judge or a commissioner, you take a oath, if you will, to protect the community. I don't care what happened in Lincoln Hills, which is our boys' school here in Wisconsin. There was a couple instances of abuse. Man, it's still echoing. But that don't give you an excuse or a right to basically give these kids a slap on the wrist. If they don't want to do right, send them up there. So basically, so they won't get abused, you let them abuse the public, their cars, their houses, the people, just so they won't be good because they're kids. So because they're kids, we're going to let them abuse 75-year-olds. You can't tell me I can't talk about it now. See, when I worked there, they can threaten to fire me about talking about what these guys do. You can't do that now. I don't work for you no more. What you gonna do now? There ain't nothing you could do. The superintendent gave me a 30-day, what they call a 30-day probation. Because there was a guy on my pod that basically, soon as he got out, that woman would still be alive. This dude was acting like a clown while he was in there, getting angry. He was on my pod. I said, what is that, your tough guy voice? I said, it's not working. He was on my pod, acting like the big bad wolf, They lit him out. What did he do as soon as he got out? Raped and killed a woman. Raped and killed a woman. So what happened was, actually, I could tell you no, because I don't work for them no more. So we had one phone because of the virus. We had one phone. Like every pod had an iPhone basically, right? And it'd be like, sometimes it'd be like 12 kids waiting to use the one phone. This particular time, like usually out of courtesy, we don't have to do it. Phone calls are 10 minutes in length. But out of courtesy, I said, okay, it's only 8 of y'all. We're going to give y'all extra minutes, right? So I told them, I said, okay, y'all all get 15-minute phone calls today, right? When I gave my announcement, I said, okay, y'all know phone calls, we're going to give y'all extra 5 minutes, 15 minutes. When I tell you to get off the phone, or you're going to be on phone restriction. Plain as day. Is anybody goofy where they can't understand? Plain as day, this is what I said. So when it came time for him to get the phone, I even told him, 14 minutes, hey, you got 1 minute, man. The 15 minutes came. I said, hey, your time up. I got tied up with other things on the pod. And I said, basically, why are you still on the phone? You're on phone restriction tomorrow. You ain't getting a call. I told him that. I look up, he's still on the phone 2 minutes later. So when I took the phone, I said, you already know what time it is. He said, I'm getting my call tomorrow. I said, no, you're going to be on phone restriction. He got to getting mad, running his mouth, threatening me, 6'2", 290. Not all that fat. I got a lot of muscle. Me. Oh, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take off on you. All this, all that. You know what I said? I said, you ain't going to do nothing to me. I'm not the Chinese lady. The lady was Chinese. He did that too. He raped her, punched her, broke her jaw. They threw her and watched all this weird stuff. Right? I said, I'm not the Chinese lady. So he says, you ain't supposed to be talking about this, that, and that. I said, matter of fact, go in your room, right? Because when they start acting out, you're supposed to separate them from the other youth, just in case, so they won't try to harm the other youth. So he refused to go to his room. Everything, they came. You a bitch, all this, all that. I said, yeah, okay, whatever. He went to his room. Maybe, I want to say maybe the next day, 2 days later, I get moved off the pod, and they tell me basically that, well, you getting put on 30-day probation, right? Now, this is how the world is. I'm finna show you how the world is full of gremlins and vampires. Literally, this is the mindset they have. Like, they're like not, a lot of people don't have sound judgment. They're not, you wonder why the world is so bad, because people don't have sound judgment. They're more like gremlins and vampires. And so, because I had control, right? And some of the people that a particular supervisor liked, I mean, don't get me wrong, they weren't bad, like they just weren't good as me. They weren't as good as me at running and controlling the pod. So I'm getting all these bad evaluations. So I go to them and I'm like, so show me somebody to do a better job than me. Show me somebody that can run the pod better than me. I said, so basically, y'all giving me bad evaluations because I have control. I said, should I be like the people who have no control that you gave better evaluations than me? People don't have sound judgment. You mention the name of Trump, they just completely forget. Some of them probably won't even know how to count no more. That's all they think about. Trump this, Trump that, liberal this, liberal that. That's all they think about. You mention Trump, they forget everything else. They forget the Bible, they forget everything. And they'll hold it against you. Even if you never said it, even if you never had a political dialogue with them, they will hold it against you. That's why I can't do these jobs. I'll do a job when it's full of sound judgment people who don't care what I think. They're going to come and they're going to be the same. Then I'll do a job. Until then, I don't want these jobs because I'm not finna change who I am. I'm not finna emasculate myself for anyone. And if y'all watching my video, you already know what time it is. You know I ain't ducking and dodging nothing or nobody. That's just it. And I'm a man of God. See, that's where y'all get stuff twisted. Y'all think men of God supposed to be soft and, hey, how you doing? Oh, brother, God bless you. No. I guarantee you the Messiah wouldn't have picked none of them as his disciples. Y'all get stuff mixed up. And that's the problem. That's why y'all keep thinking these is just kids. These kids want to spend their time robbing people, going on high-speed chases, reckless driving, running through red lights, stealing cars. Make them pay. Make them pay. I mean, you supposed to be educated, right? That's why educating that book smart don't mean nothing. These are the same people that's destroying the world. So-called book smart people. You don't see me destroying the world. I bet you if I was a judge, they would straighten right up. Oh, man, I ain't gonna mess with Howard. And that's how they was. Like, all right, you got Howard be stroking, as they call it. You got to watch out for Howard. Because they already knew. Nothing against you. But you not finna, if you're going to be out here, you're going to have to know how to act. You're not finna disrespect me. I don't need your friendship. See that? And y'all be letting people disrespect y'all. Kind of off the subject. There ain't a person alive that you should allow to disrespect you and maintain a level of relationship with you. You got to remove them. Because if a person starts disrespecting you, that's going to create disloyalty, discord, distrust. And they can apologize all they want. That's not going to override the fact that they've been disrespecting you. And it really ain't off the subject. These kids need to be held accountable, man. They disrespecting people's property. They disrespecting people. They out here with guns. Man, you catch these dudes with a gun, you take that gun and you make them feel it. You not old enough to have a gun. You a felon. You can't have no gun. You want to have a gun, you going to pay for it. It's guys in Milwaukee, they know they killed these people. They sitting there going back and forth with them on these cases. You already know what's the problem. What? Oh, so you going to let them back out to kill more? Come on, man. This is getting ridiculous, man. Whose side are you on? Are you on the being that's the reason for you being alive, the Most High God? Or are you on his nemesis, the devil? You on her side? Come on, man. Come on, man. And then, anybody that's censoring my video, shame on you. Show me anything I said that you need to keep from people. Show me anything I said. And you who are pushing my videos to the back, let me ask you something. If somebody break in your house right now, let's say a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, break in your house, punch you in the face, punch your kids in the face, steal, maybe even possibly kill one of y'all,